Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to your astrological forecast for next week. And in this one, we are going to be diving into the energies of the after effects of this Scorpio New Moon we just experienced on Friday. I am pre-recording this video because I will be traveling over Sunday and Monday, and I want to release this on Saturday, but Saturday is my last day, so I'm going to be freaking out, finishing my packing. So anyway, I'm pre-recording this so you can have it on time on Saturday. And I am going to be, of course, talking about astrology to start with, but I'm going to use quite a few decks. So if you're not interested in watching the whole thing, probably half of this video is going to be astrology, and the second half is going to be talking about oracle decks and whatever energy comes through from that. So I would like to open the space and invite my higher self, my spirit guides, angelic team, ancestors, starseed family, and all the beings of light that wish to be present. I also feel dragon energy, so I will invite dragon, especially blue dragons, for communication, that wish to be present and share some clarity with regards to the topics we're going to be discussing. And thank you everyone for being here, and thank you everyone who is here and watching for your time and for your energy. And let's just dive in. So I'm actually going to start with Saturday because as we might know, I mentioned it last time, most of the aspects that are present for this Scorpio New Moon, or were present for the Scorpio New Moon by the time you're watching this, are actually becoming exact right after the Scorpio New Moon. So on Saturday the 2nd, under the influence of Moon still in the sign of Scorpio, we'll be experiencing Jupiter making a sextile to Chiron. Now both Jupiter and Chiron are retrograde. These two are supporting each other because Chiron is the ruler of the north. Chiron is ruled by the ruler of the north node. Chiron is in Aries, is ruled by Mars, by the ruler of the north node, and Jupiter is our storyteller. So Jupiter is expanding the story that we are heading into these new horizons, into this new direction, this new chapter for humanity. And Chiron is saying like, yeah, you know, it has to be something different. We have to get over all this suffering and all these wounds of the past. So the two are supporting one another. And because they both retrograde, the way they supporting one another and supporting us is by taking us inwards and asking the right questioning what it is that it's preventing us from going into this new direction, trying something we've never done before, and what is the attachment to the past. Then on the same day, literally 20 minutes, not even 12 minutes, 13 minutes later, Mercury, as the current ruler of Jupiter, is making a trine to Mars as the ruler of Chiron. Mars is on 29 degrees 22 minutes. This is happening on 29 degrees 22 minutes at this point. And this trine, again, is a supportive aspect. Mercury is being in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, 29 degrees of Capricorn. We know Mercury is bringing out and has brought out a lot of stuff from our subconscious mind to the conscious mind, so we can see it. We can see like what is this stuff, these thoughts that created this reality we are experiencing it, because everything starts from a thought, right? And then Mars is saying like, yeah, this is all the roles we play, this is all the identities that we embody, and is this still who we want to be? So Mercury being a sign of Scorpio, Mars being a sign of Cancer, and them trining each other is again helping us to reconnect with our intuition, with our emotion, and decide what it is for me, what actually resonates with me, what is my intuition telling me. So this again takes you back to this Jupiter and Chiron, because Mercury is the ruler of Jupiter, Chiron is ruled by Mars, which is about this choice. Where are we going from here? You know, based on everything that is coming out now, stirring all this pot of emotion, all these memories, and all these different versions of ourselves that live within us, you know, this multiplicity of who we are, you know, our multidimensionality, with Mars being a sign of Cancer, and, you know, just about, I mean, Mars is moving in shortly. Yeah, you know, this is a supportive aspect. Okay, going forward, also on Saturday, we are experiencing Mercury once again as the ruler of Gemini Jupiter, making a sextile to Pluto in the sign of Capricorn on 29 degrees 45 minutes, which is 11-9, my favorite numbers, they're popping up for me all the time. And this is a closing sextile, so this is a preparation for the next conjunction. The last conjunction, let me just check my notes because I do not keep all these dates in my head. 5th of February. Yeah, Mercury was the first one that conjuncted Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, which took place on 5th of February this year. So this is a closing sextile. Closing sextile is the flavor of Aquarius, breaking free. Again, Mercury being in the sign of Scorpio, just about, because this is the final aspect Mercury is making from the sign of Scorpio. After this, Mercury is moving into the sign of Sagittarius. So this closing sextile is always about Aquarius. It's always about breaking free. And Mercury in the sign of Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And Pluto is on 29 degrees 45 minutes. So this is saying the same thing. We are digging out all these shadows from our subconscious mind. We are rediscovering all these aspects of ourselves that we rejected, so we can release ourselves from these restraints of the past, because by being in resistance or suppression, we keep being stuck. The energy is not flowing, it's stuck, it's not flowing, it cannot just go freely where it needs to go. And that's why we then being catapulted, or not even catapulted, we being pulled back, you know, like with the rubber band, we being pulled back to the same thing, to the same situation, to the same scenario, to the same interaction, maybe with different person, but the energy is the same. So yeah, so Mercury sextile in Pluto from the sign of Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, on 29 degrees 45 minutes, while Pluto is ending his stint in Capricorn, which began in 2008. This is an opportunity to set ourselves free, to set ourselves from all of that by facing it, by seeing it, what it was that we've been running away from all this time. And by trying to run away from it, it just kept chasing us, right? It kept chasing us. And yeah, after that, subsequently, Mercury is moving into the sign of Sagittarius, where Mercury will remain until January 8th, because Mercury is shortly preparing for his retrograde, which will begin on November 25th and last throughout until, throughout the rest of November and until 15th of December, which is actually the day of the full moon in Gemini. Okay, so this is Saturday. Sunday the 3rd, the day when I'm traveling. Woo-hoo! Moon is moving into the sign of Sagittarius. That's good for me, because Sagittarius, traveling, right? So I hope that all will be on my side for that day, so I can go to Mexico. Apart from that, also Juno is moving into the sign of Scorpio that day. Mars is making an opposition, the exact opposition, the first one of the three. There will be two more. Let me see if I wrote it down when exactly they're going to be happening. Yes, the second one will be on January 3rd, and the third one will be, oh yeah, I mentioned it last time, on my birthday, 26th of April. Perfect. Okay, so the opposition, exact opposition between Mars and Pluto, it's happening on Sunday, Sunday the 3rd, 29 degrees 46 minutes. And this is again about balancing all these memories that are attached to all these identities that we played out through all these different times and spaces, you know, this Capricorn and these reincarnations through time and space. And Pluto being on 29 degrees 46 minutes, I mean, this opposition is happening on that degree. This is indicating that there needs to be this neutralization between what was, you know, what made us who we are, right? Like what brought us to this point and made us who we are right now, so we can step forward, so we can move forward from that. You know, Pluto moving into the sign of Aquarius next month, Mars moving into the sign of Leo literally the same night, or morning of Monday, depending where you are in the world. So if we want to create this new version of ourselves and step into this new direction where we don't have to keep recreating the same pattern, reliving the same karma and the same suffering and struggles, we need to neutralize the energy. We need to accept all that was, and be at peace with it. Because again, what we resist persists. If we keep being in rejection and resentment of what was, it will keep chasing after us. We cannot run away from ourselves. And all these versions of ourselves, they live within us. They are present within us. And that's why until it's all integrated, until we are at peace with all that is, it will keep chasing after us until this balancing will take place. So again, it's not lost on me that Mars will make these three aspects to these three important planets, three oppositions to Pluto. What was it? 3 sextiles to Uranus, I believe. Yeah, and 3 trines to Neptune, right? Because these are the evolutionary planets, these are the generational planets. They have a huge impact, and the impact of these planets creates the evolution, the history. So Mars at the moment still is the ruler of the North Node. Mars is the lower octave of Pluto, is how Pluto acts consciously, and Mars is just about to step into the sign of Leo, literally a few hours, like a few hours after this. And that will be about this birthing, this creating, Leo is the child, creating this new version of ourselves, this new future human, which will be based on joy and authenticity and childlike happiness and innocence. And this, we've been talking about this golden age of humanity, this different way of existing on this planet. And Pluto in the sign of Aquarius is going to support that. It's going to support that. It's going to say, yeah, it's time to break free from everything that was before. It doesn't matter. Even, the memories of Atlantis and Lemuria. It's time to break free from what was, from the mistakes that were made that got us back to this point, like where many of us remember, like, oh no, humanity have been here before, no matter how advanced the civilizations of the past, we were here before. All of these civilization, all of these advanced civilization, they all fell because of the ego, because of the division, because of the separation, because of the greed. So we coming all the way around again to have the opportunity to balance it, to balance the scales of karma. So the energy can be neutralized and a new energy can be birthed, and we can go beyond the past. Okay, so this is what I'm getting for that. Venus, after that, Mars opposition to Pluto. Venus is making an opposition to Jupiter. Venus currently is still in the sign of Sagittarius, making an opposition to Jupiter as her current ruler, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Jupiter is retrograde in Gemini. We know Mercury is very busy. We already named these aspects. And Mercury is in the sign of Scorpio, associated with Pluto on 29 degrees of Capricorn, associated with Saturn in Pisces. So this is all connected. Because of the rulerships. So Venus being in Sagittarius, this is 20 degrees already, which is already the Leo decan. And this is about balancing. Again, balancing. We know Venus is the ruler of the South Node, which is what we evolve in. Venus is also the ruler of Uranus, the upcoming ruler of Pluto for the next 20 years. And Venus making an opposition to Jupiter as her current ruler, who is retrograde in the sign of Gemini, that is making us to question, reevaluate, and potentially make different choices. But this is an internal process. And Venus being a sign of Sagittarius, it's saying that yes, again, this is opposition, is about balancing. What are the stories that came from the external environment, this South Node in Libra, that showed us where we were at that time, but now there is an opportunity to balance this, that it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be one extreme or another. It could be all of it. Everything is true. Everything is not true, depending who you're talking to, depending which perspective you adopting, So with this, it is again a neutralization of the energy between the truth that we are strongly attached to, because potentially because of the consensus or because of whatever, and there's Jupiter saying, but what is your inner truth? Because Jupiter is retrograde and is ruled by Mercury in the sign of Scorpio, that is connected to this Pluto in Capricorn, which is connected to Saturn in Pisces. So it's saying we can no longer look out there somewhere to look for the truth. No, the truth is fine. It's within. It's within. It's hiding within. So it's about understanding where am I gathering my information to help me to understand myself, to understand my truth, to understand what my truth is. Because there is, there are a few things, as we know, that are universal truth, the universal laws, but majority of things as subjective perception of reality, they're not the truth. So it's about what is your truth. What is your truth? What is your truth? Not what somebody else says should be your truth, but what is your truth? And own it. And this is all about taking us inwards to ask the questions. And then after that, Venus is making a trine to Chiron retrograde in Aries, again ruled by Mars in the sign of Cancer currently, which is on, on this 29 degrees, just before, this is all happening before Mars moves into the sign of Leo. And Venus making a trine to Chiron, again Venus being a sign of Sagittarius, ruled by this Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, taking us back to Mercury, taking us back to Pluto, taking us back to Saturn. And this is a trine, and it's actually on 20 degrees, 20 minutes. Interesting, 2020 vision, the clarity. So Venus being a sign of Sagittarius wants to go explore these new horizons. Venus doesn't want to be stuck with this South Node in Libra forever, because what used to be justice before is not really fair now, So yeah, because in the old days this was normal, this was the justice, the have and the have nots, that was what it was at the time, right? But that was the truth, that was the story of that time and age. But this is not that time and age. So Venus, being supported by this Jupiter that is reevaluating the stories and making us to ask the deep questions and find out what is our own inner truth. And that supporting Venus that is now on this decan of Leo in the sign of Sagittarius, saying like, yes, we're creating our own story, we're creating our own relational paradigm, we're creating our own reality where we're going to be experiencing whatever we choose, right? And this is supporting this Chiron, because Chiron is saying, yes, we are breaking free from this wounding that is telling us that we can't do it or can't have it, because it is attached to this 29 degrees of Mars in Cancer, which is saying that, yeah, but this is all that you wear, all these people that you the roles that you play, this is who you are, remember? And I'm like, yeah, this lives within me, but this doesn't have to be me going forward, because we are all growing and evolving. You are becoming future human all the time, like nobody came here to die the same way they were born, because otherwise, like, what's the point? What's the point to come here if you're going to exit the way we were born? That is not the point. The point is to go through life, make mistakes, fall, and then stand up again and do it better, and then figure it out somehow, at some point, and change the pattern, right? So anyway, so there are these oppositions that are telling us about neutralization that needs to take place, but there are also these supportive aspects, and that's technically going to be the main topic for the few aspects we will be experiencing for the following week. So this is all just Saturday, Sunday. We have this avalanche of aspects, and then, as I mentioned, depending where you are in the world, for me, already on the other side of Atlantic, it will be still on Sunday evening. Mars will move into the sign of Leo, But this is a temporary thing because, as we know, Mars is going to station retrograde at the beginning of December 6th, I believe. And Mars is then going to retrograde back into the sign of Cancer on January 6th. And then Mars is going to retrograde. Mars is going to return back into the sign of Leo on April 17th. So Mars is going to be in Cancer again from January 6th until 17th of April 2025. But we have Mars in the sign of Leo from November 3rd, 4th, depending where you are in the world, until January 6th. So we have a little bit of that. So there will be a lot of back and forth, because we are going to be now dipping into this Leo energy, like, okay, who do you want to become? What do you want to create? What brings you this sense of joy? And then we're going to return back to this Cancer that is going to help us to understand, okay, what versions of you are going to support you in this process, and what versions of you accept that, they live within me, but they don't have to be active anymore. They're still part of me, but they don't have to be behind the driving wheel, because once they acknowledge and they feel seen, then they're good to play a different role, right? Okay, then also on Monday, did I mention the moon was moving into the sign of Sagittarius? Oh yeah, I did, because I said like, I'm traveling, so that's gonna be helpful for me. Okay, so we begin a new week with Mars in the sign of Leo, Moon in the sign of Sagittarius. And then the other aspect we have going on that day will be Sun making a trine to Saturn. Saturn is still retrograde at this point. This is 12 degrees 48 minutes, and this is a supportive aspect. Obviously, as we know, because Sun is special, this puts Saturn in a kind of first trine. So that's a Leo flavor, even though this is them preparing for the next conjunction, but because Sun is special, we always go from the Sun. So this is supporting us with regards to, again, releasing the past, because Sun being the sign of Scorpio is helping us to tap into what empowerment means to you. What makes you feel powerful, what makes you feel in charge of your life. And then Saturn being in Pisces retrograde saying, well, in order for you to feel powerful, you need to embody your own inner authority. You cannot externalize and keep externalizing your power to someone out there and then blame them for your life not faring up the way you want it to be. So with the Sun going through the sign of Scorpio and illuminating everything that already Venus and Mercury touched, because Mercury by this stage is in Sagittarius, it's bringing, again, even more highlight to this that became conscious to us with regards to all the shadow aspects of ourselves, the shadow thoughts, the beliefs, these versions of ourselves we don't like and we don't want to associate with, because no, thank you, this is not me, this is all vibrational, don't like that, don't want that. But all of this is us, all of this is part of us. And if we are in resistance to what is, the what is will keep chasing after us. So the Sun in Scorpio is saying, okay, we need to become whole, we need to integrate, we need to heal, we need to become complete, in a sense, like all the pieces of the puzzles are needed, because that's what creates the whole picture. And that's when you feel empowered. That's when you feel empowered, when you feel that no matter what, you are who you are, and that's who you're meant to be. It doesn't matter what somebody else thinks about it, or if somebody else's judgment about it. You own you owe you, and you are your own authority. You are your own creator, and you are in charge of your life. So whatever it is about your life that you don't like, only you can change. Whatever it is about yourself you don't like, only you can change. So with the Sun in Scorpio, it's showing us, in order for you to step into your full power, you need to embody your inner authority. Because Saturn retrograde in Pisces is saying, it's all within you. It's all within you. It's always been within you. And also Pisces, your higher self. Your higher self will help you. It will guide you. It will navigate you exactly where you need to go, because you never are alone. You never are alone. So yeah, so this is a supportive aspect that we are beginning the week with. And there is not much happening throughout the next week, which is again the integration of this new moon in Scorpio, which, as we know, is incredibly busy with all the aspects that are taking place, and all the energy that is becoming available to us, all these water trines and the kites and everything. There is so much spiritual support available, because everybody is helping us to end these karmic cycles of suffering. Like, everybody is ready to move on, you know, not just humanity, but everyone in the universe and multiverse. Everybody's like, okay, let's just help these humans, because, you know, when they rise up, then everybody else can rise up, right? Because we are all connected. So yes, so there is so much support available to us. And this was technically the last new moon with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn in our lifetime. The last new moon, because we will have one more lunation, the full moon in Taurus, where Pluto is still in the sign of Capricorn, but this was the last new moon. The next new moon, which will be the new moon in Sagittarius, will be already with Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. So this was a very significant new moon, and also it was ruled by Pluto, and Pluto actually still was squaring it. So it's like, meh, you know, we need to take some actions over here. We need to embody our own power. Okay, Tuesday the 5th, moon moves into the sign of Capricorn. We have Pallas being busy, making an opposition to Jupiter and trying to Chiron. Wednesday the 6th, Mercury is making sextile to Vesta. Also, depending where you are in the world, for me it will be still Wednesday the 6th. Mercury is making a trine to North Node. This is Mercury from the sign of Sagittarius, 5 degrees 51 minutes, making a trine to North Node. Mercury now being a sign of Sagittarius, it's having a mutual reception with Jupiter. They're going to have three oppositions, that the two of them, because of Mercury's upcoming retrograde. So Mercury is making a trine to North Node, which is saying about this new direction. We know that new direction, yes, we're becoming someone else. Now Mars, as the ruler of the North Node, is in the sign of Leo, which is about this, you know, the inner child, you know, this new human, this new way of being. We talked about this, you know, this completely different way of experiencing reality on this planet, which is much more joy-based and authentic, and just, you know, being connected to your creativity and your purpose and all the rest of it. So this Mercury being ruled by Jupiter retrograde, that is making us to ask these deep questions and reevaluate our stories and belief systems. Where did they come from, and is this something that I resonate with and I want to keep repeating to myself, to keep recreating the same story? And, you know, like I said, they have a mutual reception. So Mercury is ruling Jupiter, Jupiter is ruling Mercury, and saying like, yeah, through all this reevaluation, we actually seeking the new truth that is helping us and supporting us to get onto this new path, right? This new path of this North Node in Aries. So this is a supportive aspect. On the same day, Ceres is squaring Chiron, and actually same day. This is already Thursday. Thursday the 7th, Ceres is squaring Chiron, and actually the 7th, November 7th, is the day where Mercury will enter his shadow, because Mercury is preparing for his retrograde. Okay, then on Thursday also, Moon will move into a sign of Aquarius. Friday, Vesta will oppose North Node. And then on Saturday, we'll have Venus making a closing square to Neptune retrograde in Pisces, 27 degrees, 21 minutes. So that's 9 and 3, which comes to number 12, which comes to number 3. So that's all about expansion. 12, the Hangman, about seeing things from a different perspective. Venus being a sign of Sagittarius, still ruled by Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, and now Mercury in Sagittarius himself. So Venus in Sagittarius, we know, is helping us to expand these horizons that we want to be exploring, especially with regards to our relationships. And square Neptune in Pisces, it's again challenging us, because this is a closing square, which is a crisis in consciousness. It's challenging us in what it is that we need to let go of to create a space for this new to come in, for this new story to come in, for these new horizons to be available to us, to be explored, this new adventure, opening ourselves up to these new adventures, right? And this, as I mentioned, is on a Leo decan of Sagittarius. So we creating it, we are deciding consciously what is it that we want to be experiencing going forward. And yeah, Neptune retrograde in Pisces is accelerating that process of this reconnection with our higher self and the spirit realm, the true essence of who we are, and also acceleration of this process of freeing us from the past karma. You know, this Neptune is just dissolving all of it. It's just, everything is just culminating. That's it. And we know that we are slowly but surely edging towards the year number 9, which is the number of culmination, and it is the year of Hermit. It's all about this inner work. North Node is going to be in Pisces, the South Node in Virgo. So I mean, you know, we are all preparing for that. And then Saturday night, Sunday morning, depending where you are in the world, Moon will move into the sign of Pisces, which is all about this culmination. So it feels really like, okay, what I'm hearing, which I was pretty saying, jury rests. Now the jury rests, okay? You know, Sunday, moon is going to be in Pisces. Now we rest. We rest, okay? We rest, we go deep within. But as you can see, oh, and then Monday we'll have Venus moving into the sign of Capricorn, but that's for another week. That will then build us up towards this full moon in Taurus. And all the other things that will be happening with that. But yes, so Venus making a square to Neptune will be the last aspect Venus will be making prior to her moving into the sign of Capricorn on November 11 portal. So yeah, so as we can see, this week after this Scorpio new moon is quite quiet. There are very few aspects going on, and most of them, apart from this Venus square to Neptune, which is a closing square, crisis in consciousness about releasing these stories, all the other aspects are very positive. You know, like the sun trine to Saturn, right? That's what we started with. And then especially the Mercury trine to North Node. But I mean, there is not much else going on, to be honest, just that and this Venus square to Neptune. So this is just telling us, you know, how we are supported, but it takes us back to the same thing. You know, it takes you back to yourself, that the work has to be done from the inside out. We need to become conscious of our subconscious, of the program, of the stories. We need to realize that we are not just this one singular linear identity, just this one name and this one title and this one thing, and that's it. You know, there are all these many identities that live within us. Also, our soul has this blueprint and this memory of the past, you know, the memory of the past versions of ourselves that still exist, right, in different times and space, in different realities. And this is all part of us. This is all part of us. So for us to think that I'm just this one linear thing and I live this one linear life, it is an illusion. It is literally just being asleep behind the wheel, you know, because that is not true, because you are composite of everything that came before you. Like, all your ancestors live within you, all my ancestors live within us, and all our ancestors are shared ancestors, because they all lived in the same time and space, at whichever time and space that was, right? So the entire history of humanity lives within each and every single one of us. So in that case, how can any of us think that I'm just this one thing, this one singular thing, right? So I mean, it makes it simple. Obviously, the ego makes it simple, because then we can feel the separation and division, and we can understand, like, okay, this is me and this is you and stuff. And obviously that is helpful from this mundane everyday experience and stuff. But from the higher perspective, and also this Aquarian age, where we head in about this going beyond, but also coming together through this individuated state and authentic state. It is both are important, and both are valid, to understand that, yes, I am this unique expression of the source, but at the same time I understand that I am all of these other things as well, and every single being in existence is part of me, and I'm part of it. So it's just like, it gets a little bit complex and complicated. But anyway, going back to the simple interpretation of what's going on right here and right now, is that technically, with all these things all these planets that gone through the sign of Scorpio, they stirred the subconscious, brought stuff to the conscious for us to deal with, for us to look at, for us to reevaluate, because of still so many retrograde planets. And based on these reevaluations and us becoming conscious of the unconscious, we can start making different choices. We can start trialing different things, and we can start changing certain patterns, and having a higher awareness of who we are becoming. So we are just continuing our passage of growth and evolution on this planet, on this journey as individuals and as a part of the collective. And the story is unfolding, and nobody knows what exactly is going to unfold into, because it depends what the majority will decide, and also each individual will experience it in their own reality the way they choose. So so this is what we are seeding with Scorpio New Moon, what we seeded by the time you watch this. This true power that is within us to create whatever it is that we wish to experience. And in order to do that, to uncover all these aspects of ourselves that are preventing us from stepping into our power, and then questioning and investigating and figuring out why. Like, how playing small helped me to survive all these previous lifetimes to get to this point, or how not having money helped me to fit into my environment, therefore survive all my previous lifetimes to get to this point, or whatever it was. So do you understand now, like, all these versions of you that you've ever played, your ancestors played, and everybody played, they live within us. Like, obviously some are more dominant in than others, depending what the individual came here to work with. Us as a this avatar, like, what exactly is the focus of my journey here, right? So then I get the data to work with. So, but it's not just so easy to think that, oh, this is who I am, and this is what I've gone through in this, for example, for me, 39 years of existence on this planet, and this is what I'm dealing with. No, I'm dealing with everything that came before me, because when I was poured as a soul into this body, that was already in the DNA. So all the data is already there, available for us to work with. And now we are questioning and investigating and reevaluating and reassessing and deciding. And the Scorpio New Moon is saying, like, yes, we are seeding this new way of being that would allow us to feel empowered again, because we will find the strength through Taurus, right, of grounding into the body and creating a new, stronger foundation by trusting ourselves, by trusting that everything I need to guide me through this life is within me. I have it within me. I have all the tools. I might just not know I have them, or I might not know how to use them, but they are there. So that's why this Scorpio is, you know, bringing a lot of things up to help us to find them, to help us to investigate, dig deep. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave the astrology there, 39 minutes, longer than I expected, because I do want to pull some cards and I don't know what else I can add. So I don't know to which extent this answered the questions, but this is what I got. So I chose some very interesting decks, which might not make much sense with regards to a Scorpio topics, and I was even trying to rationalize it and talk myself out of using these decks, because I was like, how fairies have anything to do with Scorpio? Like, seriously? But we know that we had all these water trines, right? So there is a lot of magic in this chart that we might not see at the first glance. So yeah, so now it makes sense, because this deck spoke to me very, very strongly. I don't even know why I want to start with it, but I do. Okay, this is and also I wanted to take advantage of my full-size decks while I'm here, because I cannot travel with many of those because they're so big and heavy. So this is one of my pet favorites, the Sacred Forest. This is my inner child deck. My inner child, my child that gets happy because it's got everything I love, fairies and unicorns and everything. So yeah, the Sacred Forest Oracle. So let's see what the Sacred Forest Oracle wants to tell us with regards to the energies of post New Moon in Scorpio. Okay, Spirit, what do you have? What do you have for us? Why did this deck want to speak? What is the message? Okay, let's see. Phoenix transmutation. There you go. You don't get any more scorpionic than this. Literally 29. Of course. 20. I mean, come on. 29 degrees. There's where Pluto is, and Mars. 29 degrees, right? The Capricorn and Cancer, the who we were, and the structure that created the container around who we were. But we're moving out of that, you know? We go into Leo and Aquarius. So yeah, Phoenix Rising, Transmutation. Wow, this is a powerful card. And I didn't even know it was there. I'm like, fairies, fairies and unicorns. Let's see what at the bottom. Growth. Yes. And under that, Bear Spirit, healing. Oh my God. Like, seriously, I'm getting goosebumps. And I'm getting emotional too. Yes, yes, yes. Transmutation. Why? Because of growth. Because we need to. Because there is no more time to waste. Because this is where we at. 44, master number frequency. 44. Number 8, the year we at. The number strength. 4 is the number of Saturn. The stability is the 4th house, the house of Cancer. That's where Mars is, right? And look, butterfly, metamorphosis. And yeah, and under that is the healing. Again, number 4. I mean, come on. Number 4, Bear Spirit, healing. What's underneath that? Renewal. Renewal. Yeah, there we go. We can just use the whole deck. Number 20. Yeah, partnership, co-creation with the spirit. And look at all these lotus flowers. And here is the fairy, right? And the frog. Yeah, who are we going to become when we kiss ourselves in the mirror, right? Yeah, look at these lotus flowers. Yes, the lotus can only grow from the mud. So, okay, so we have all these cards already. So, yeah, so we have the growth, healing, and renewal. And okay, let's see if there is anything else that works. Stillness, reflecting pool. Yes, and I had a card of reflection as a card for the lunation. Reflecting pool. And look, all the purple connecting, and the white, purity, connecting with the crown chakra, but also the violet ray, forgiveness and compassion. Yeah, renewal, healing, growth, and stillness. So these I'm not gonna read because we'll be here all day and I have other decks I want to use, and these are pretty self-explanatory. but we're going to talk, we're going to read the Phoenix. Phoenix. I want to hear about the Phoenix. Number 29. There we go. Transmutation. At the edge of the forest rises a mountain. The journey to the top is long and arduous. The path has boulders and landslides that make it difficult to discern what lies ahead. Yet you climb, knowing that something remarkable awaits you. As you finally reach the top, you peer over a boulder to see a larger mirror. An old, tired phoenix comes into view, his wings dragging, only to heave himself into the fire. The flames leap higher and higher. As they die down, out of the ashes rises a renewed phoenix. Where is the card of the renewal? Here. Renewed phoenix. With bright colors that outshine the sun, he looks directly at you with a fierce intensity before soaring off the mountaintop. Your life is changing, perhaps in ways that you didn't expect, but it is wildly wonderful. Transmutation is the act of changing from one state of being or one element into another. The phoenix is legendary for his transmutation in fire. In the flames, he is reborn, leaving behind his old and tired self to become a passionate, wild and free bird. Something that you might have thought would never change is changing into something amazing. It's not an ending, rather it is a bright, shiny, new beginning. Situations that seemed lackluster are transmuting into fabulous opportunities. Release expectations and limited thinking, for things are not as they seem. The spirit of Phoenix says, a big change is at hand in your life. What feels like an ending is really a beginning. Rising of the flames and ashes, you are entering a new cycle. Even if life seems murky in areas, this is only the clearing before a rebirth. Hang in there, the best is yet to come. Yeah, there we go. At the end, we know we're gonna be renewed. You're gonna kiss your frog, you're gonna find what you're looking for, and the healing is taking place in a process, and it's all because of growth. This is so amazing. I had no clue these cards were in that deck. I thought they were all about rainbows and butterflies, you know. Okay, there we go. So that's our started message. We know exactly what this Scorpio New Moon represents now, and what is it bringing. Wow, and the sun just came up. Okay, now we're going to pull from the Enchanted map oracle. Enchanted map. Okay, now that we know where we're heading, well, we think we know. Let's see what the map says. Okay, Enchanted map, what you got for us? One card, Pit Spirit. Okay. Oh! Protecting treasure. 39. Okay. Oh, wow. There is another one of these mushrooms. Interesting. Look at that. You know, the one that was here in the growth card. These mushrooms, these are poisonous as far as I know. And here, they are exactly the same mushrooms here. Different deck. Completely different deck. Protecting treasure. Number 39. 3 and 9. 12. Which is again about this hanged man. So let's see what she's protecting. There is all this rain and she's sleeping on this treasure chest. And there is diamond on the floor right next to the mushroom. Well, this is interesting. I'm really curious to hear what this will say. And at the bottom, making a choice. And then underneath is as gentle gardener. Again, number 2. Number 2 partnership. But yeah, making a choice. Number 3, again, expansion. Number 3, co-creation, collaboration, but expansion, all for the expansion. 1 and 1 makes 3. Making a choice. Which door? Which door? So, okay, so we have 2 3s over here. 3 and 9 and 3. 12 and 3. So let's see. I'm curious. Protecting treasure. We go from the 39. Well, we had 29 before, now we have 39. Protecting treasure. The lady sleeping on the treasure chest. You are always protected and divinely directed. Although this is a time of great risk, know that at a fundamental level you are able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg is safe and sound no matter the fluctuations in the world. Guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendships and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wings. You are not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. So protect what is dear to you, what really matters to you. And I guess this card is, oh, and actually I didn't notice that there is a, did you see? There is a rainbow. There is a rainbow in that rain that is shining on the lady in pink. And I think this is it. Like the choice. What are you going to protect? What is dear to you? What matters to you? What are your values? Right? Okay, let's see what this choice card wants to say. Making a choice, you're required to come to a decision now. You're faced with a dilemma or a fork in the road and must make a conscious choice regarding the next right action. Whatever the choice is, you must take responsibility for it, Satan, yes. Yet you needn't be afraid. You may not have all the answers right now because the way ahead can't be known until you've embarked and traveled a few steps. Trust your intuition, ask for a sign from spirit, and you will be led to the right path. If you remain conscious and aware, your choice will be the right one at this time. Life is always about learning. Success lies in choosing consciously, guided by intuition and spirit. Yes. You can't go wrong. You see, all the roads are going to lead you exactly where you are meant to go anyway. Okay, so we are learning to trust ourselves, choose, discern, choose what matters, and make the choice based on that, and trust that you will be guided to go wherever you need to go. Okay, now I'm going to use my most favorite, the Oracle of Delphi, because as much as I love this deck, it's too big to travel with, so I won't be able to take it with me. I'm going to have to take my little pocket size. Oracle of Delphi. Okay, Oracle of Delphi. What do you want to share with us at this time with regards to New Moon in Scorpio and going forward? What is the message, please? Okay. The Seer. Oh my god, we've seen this card so many times. The Seer. See, enlighten, visualize, interpret. Becoming unbound. Trust yourself. Also the antlers. Be your own leader. The owl. See things from a higher perspective. Also the forest around us, the magic of forest, the nature, reconnecting with Mother Gaia. Also the mushrooms, you see, is the spirit of Gaia. What's at the bottom? Circle. Okay, haven't seen this one before. Let's see. It looks like a wall of China. Collaborate, assemble, hold, initiate. The circle. See, there is like all these beings climbing up, and then the light shining onto it. I have not seen this card before ever. Okay, so this is 23, which is number 5. Oh yeah, and it looks like a DNA. Can you see? It goes like the DNA, the strands of DNA here in the middle. It goes from here. So Seer is 25, which is number 7. It's all about this Neptune, and 23 Circle. Okay, let's just quickly look at the Seer, but I've already pulled that card at least once or twice. Your masks of illusions are vanishing before your very eyes. Clear psychic sight reveals the truth untainted by rigid misconceptions. Child of the wild, reborn a visionary, outside of labels, your innate nature is fundamentally intuitive. Embrace your raw and untamed expression. Get back to your roots to unveil your second sight. Embrace your free spirit and primal instincts to liberate yourself and see your magical vision spring to life. This is a message to pay close attention to your inherited abilities, for you are the seer. As a seer, you sense the unseen. Dive deep and reflect on the oracle card to seek more significant meaning. Random observations are like hidden clues, so be on the lookout. Notice what signs pop out to you and intuitively discern the relevant meaning. Your descendants had intuitive powers to see the future and heal with natural elements. The future unfolds before you in visions and pictorial clues. Reading people, events, and situations comes easily to you, especially when you fully embrace your inborn gifts. Unlock your natural psychic senses through regular practice. Go wild, dance barefoot on the earth, run with the wolves, stomp your feet and shake your stagnant energy. If you have felt the call to work with plant medicine, engage in earth-based practices, or go on a retreat. This card is confirmation to trust those inner nudges and calling of the soul, as they will support you on your healing path. Spending time outdoors and calling on the support of elemental spirit will accelerate your awakening journey. The splendor of nature stirs your eternal spirit awakens your dormant vision. Experiences of deja vu can bring revelations. In these moments, your past, present, and future merge and become one. So fragments are reclaimed and integrated to wholeness. Oh my God, that's exactly what I was talking about. You feel yourself returning to your roots. A homecoming celebration is happening behind the scenes. The oracle prophecy: freedom is attained by awakening your psychic vision. Chakra, third eye, psychic sight. Talisman: a deer antler fall off and grow again, representing regeneration. Antlers also symbolize inborn vision and natural instinct. Faith in action step: perceive the reality of the situation with both your physical and psychic sight to discern what may not be immediately obvious. Alignment activation: visualize and sense an indigo light swirling in and around you, declared with strong intent. I surrender limiting filters, constructs, and views that blur my intuitive vision and innate truth. Artist insight: rewilding, clear seeing, and plant medicine. There you go. That's what we are becoming. We're going back to who we really are, the divine beings with innate abilities. Okay, and I'm curious about this one. Circle, the collaboration and the strands of DNA that is interwoven there. Number 23. Circle. Collaborate, assemble, hold, initiate. Love is an endless circle, complete, whole, and absolute. With no beginning or end, the circle symbolizes unity and oneness. Yes. Devoted oracles resided in temples all over the ancient world. Together they adoringly preserved sacred shrines and rites for spiritual guidance, gathering, and worship. Seek like-hearted community connections for belonging, support, and friendships to strengthen your network. A dynamic group of intentioned equals is circling in around you at present. Your magnetic vibration has attracted these uplifting connections, so you can support each other on your journey. Reach out and engage with this caring community. You don't have to do everything alone. When big-hearted souls join forces, you can move mountains. Life is not always linear. Sometimes you are thrown a curveball, and having a supporting network to back you up is both confronting and powerful. Ask for help. Embrace the love of your community. Unconditional reciprocity builds strong ties. A mutual mission brings you even closer together. By sharing your unique gifts and strengths, your sphere is even richer. Contrasting views, ideas, and thinking balances your community with an expanded perspective. Respect the exceptional qualities, values, and special contribution of others. Unified, your circle of influence can actually do something significant to make a real difference in the world. Concentrating on the enormity of an issue that you have no control over can be soul destroying. Instead, focus on what you can do to help. Even small acts of kindness and community service contribute to the overall situation and create peace and unity. When you come together in friendship, spiritual training, and service, we all rise. Even the best of friends disagree sometimes, but when you can resolve issues together, it is empowering for all. Creative solutions are born from collaboration and seeking a new united way forward. The oracle's prophecy, heart-aligned connections are opening doors. Chakra, soul star, located above the crown, stimulates ascension and unity. Talisman, a circle ring, represents the infinite potential of the universe. A spiritual guest to the summit signifies oneness, higher vision, and many pathways to the divine. Faith in action step, move in high vibe circles, seek out aligned friendships and connections. Alignment activation, with your arms wide open, announce to the world, in higher service, I bond with my dedicated network. United, we work together as one unbroken circle, one powerful force of love and light. Artist insight, unity of heaven, earth, and sisterhood. Sacred gathering, collaboration, and teamwork. And it was 10202, as I said that. There you go. So yeah, it's the soul families coming together. Aquarius, the networks without the center, because we are all connected. There is no center, it's just a circle. And I have a special bonus here that is a deck I have not yet used, but I love. And it's called the Healing Heart Oracle, Love Letters to Your Soul. This is quite personal deck, but I thought maybe we need to know what the heart of the humanity needs right now. It's got some beautiful, beautiful cards. Okay, let's see. One card, Spirit, please. What heart? What? Oh, okay. Okay, there was one quite quick. Hungry Heart, 24. Oh, we have two people in the embrace. Let's see. Hopefully the YouTube will not flag us for this. Okay, it's called Hungry Heart. Awaken the true song of your heart. There you go. Number 24, which is number 6, Harmony and Balance. What's at the bottom? Number 10. Betrayed heart. Risk opening up to life and love. So here we go. So we are hungry for connection because the heart of humanity feels betrayed. Okay, number 24, let's start with the Hungry Heart. Hungry heart, awaken to the true song of your heart. Dear heart, I know you hunger for the most profound depth, intensity, passion, juiciness, and divine ecstasy. You want to taste and embody all the love entails, and you desire to feel all your layers of protection melt and to be truly seen and held by another. You want to be appreciated for all of you, the beautiful and the painful. You want someone to support you through your unprocessed trauma with gentle kindness and compassion. All of this is possible, my darling heart. You have been starved of genuine affection, kindness, and gentleness, and I am now ready to truly see, listen, and treat you with utmost respect and kindness so you can heal. I want to help you awaken the true song of your heart and your ability to befriend and learn from all your feelings. This will create a wholeness and stability within your being, where you can develop concentration, self-reflection, steadfastness, and an intimate self-knowingness. Heart healing. Take 5 minutes each morning for the next 30 days to connect with your heart and ask what aspect of your inner self you need to awaken or transform. Again, the word transformation, transmutation. Allow an answer to come, then say, I hear you. Take a few deep breaths and reflect on what you are really hearing. Then tell your heart, I see you. Make sure you repeat this several times, then proceed to follow your heart's deeper guidance on a daily basis. So yeah, we are all hungry for love. We are all hungry for that connection, but we don't know how to give it to ourselves. Why? Because we feel betrayed. We want that. That's what we want. We all want this connection, but we don't trust people. We don't trust, like, hey, how can anybody give me that? Betrayed heart, because of the betrayed heart, the number 10. But we know that which we seek in is possible. It's also the lesson of Scorpio, the desire to connect, but the fear of intimacy because of the law of impermanence. Nothing is permanent. This is something that I've experienced all my life with my South Node in Scorpio and Pluto in Scorpio and Saturn in Scorpio. This desire for exactly that, but the fear that it will be taken away. So I convince myself that I don't need it. I don't need it because it's better to not have it than lost it. But is it? Is it really? Because then we only live life half lived if we deprive ourselves of what we really need because of the fear that it can be taken away. It might and it might not. But what about all the richness of experience, that we are then stealing from ourselves, right? We're stealing from ourselves because of the betrayed heart, right? So let's see what the betrayed heart wants to say. Risk opening up to life and love. Oh my gosh, there we go. Dear heart, I know you can be incredibly loving, soft, and giving. Now and then you put your trust into those who you care about implicitly, even when there are no signs of the contrary. You forgive their hurtful deeds and unkind words, and occasionally even turn a blind eye to their untruthfulness. At times you get caught so unaware by the harmful and even cruel actions of those you love that you erupt or even shatter into small pieces. I know how deeply deceit and betrayal can sting, dear heart. It can literally bring you to your knees and stop you from trusting, opening, and growing. It can cut you off from joy and even your spirit nature. Betrayal can either crush you or it can allow you to learn, mature, and flourish. The time has come when you must decide. Oh my God, where is that card? Must decide. We must decide in which direction you want to go. Do you want to hide, protect, and limit, or are you ready to be courageous and risk opening yourself to a new aspect of life and love, even if it's not easy? Heart healing. Close your eyes and place your hand on your heart. Feel into the part of your heart that has been deceived or betrayed, and sense if there are pieces that have been cracked or broken. If there are, imagine taking them out with your right hand and placing them into the palm of your left hand. Visualize soft green light coming out of the fingers of your right hand. Care as these Caress these shattered pieces of your heart and communicate with them in loving words, encouraging healing, strength and courage. Encouraging healing, strength and courage. Observe as these fractured pieces repair and transform, then energetically place them back into your heart. Place your hands on your heart and focus on all the positives that have come out of your painful experiences. Oh my God, this is exactly what I just said before I started reading about this card. So yes, so with regards to humanity as whole, our collective, this is where we at, that we were broken and we were betrayed so many times that it's so hard for us to trust, but we are at the point where we have to decide, do we have to keep recreating the same story, or do we want to create a different story? And also, when the foundation is strong, then we know that, everybody is here just to teach us something. And some people do come for a season, some people come for a reason. We know that not necessarily everybody is here to stay 50 years in your life, but it doesn't make the other connections any less meaningful. So it's about the experience, like how this experience helped me to grow, and the moments that we share, just how much richness and beauty there were to be shared, right? So and nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. It's very rare that two people who care about each other will spend whole life together and die in the same moment. There is always the experience of abandonment, loss, betrayal, always. So, for many of us, I mean, myself included, especially I can talk for myself, this is how I lived all my life. This is how I lived all my life, because I was so afraid to take that leap of courage because of this memory of the betrayal, because of the South Node in Scorpio. I've been betrayed all my life, and that's why I just decided that no, it's just better to be alone. I prefer to be alone. I prefer my life that way. And then realizing recently that this is not what I want. This is what I never wanted. I just convinced myself to protect myself that this is what I want because it's easier, because it's less painful. But it doesn't allow for a life fully lived. It doesn't. So, yeah. So it's time to open our hearts, right? Because what we really seeking, it is that divine connection, right? And this is how we heal together. Okay, I'm just going to pull one major arcana and see what's at the bottom, and then we end with that because it's already 1 hour and 12 minutes. Okay, one last card, please, Spirit. What the major arcana wish to share with regards to this upcoming week? Strength. Number 8, there we go, strength. We're building up our strength and resiliency. We are taming the beast within. We are also allowing the higher self to guide the human self. And there are infinite possibilities of what we can explore together, right? And the Hermit. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Absolutely. So this week, post Scorpio New Moon, we're making the transition. We're making the transition from the year of the strength into the year of Hermit energetically. That's it. So we're going from here to here. We're going within because we are following the star. Where are we heading into the future? Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I want to thank all my guides, my higher self, everybody who was present for this recording, all the beings of light, everybody that held the space, everybody that is still watching and holding a space on your end of the device. And thank you everyone for being here. Thank you all the cards for the messages. Thank you, Spirit. And I'll see you from the other side, from Mexico. So I wish you all a wonderful weekend, wonderful week ahead. As I mentioned, I'll be traveling over 2 days period because I have almost 19-hour layover in Toronto. So wish me luck, and I'll see you from Mexico. Much love, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.